Let's do a couple of problems involving the addition property of equality. The first problem says to solve, and we have a negative 9 5/10 minus 3 5/10 equals 2 1/10 n minus 1 1/10 n minus 1 5/10. Okay, give this one a try on your own. See what you get for an answer. You may put it on pause and see what you get. Okay, welcome back. Did you get the following answer? Did you get n equals negative 11.5 or negative 11 5/10 equals n? If you did, very good. Move on to the next problem. If not, let's go through this in some detail and see if we can come up with this answer. The first step is to simplify this a little bit, to make it a little bit easier to look at by combining like terms. And I notice we have two terms that are alike over here. And also on the right side of the equal sign, there's two terms that are alike. Let's go ahead and combine those pairs of terms. Subtract 9 5/10, subtract 3 5/10. The signs are the same, so we can just add those two numbers and keep their common sign, and we will get a negative, let's see, 12, and one more would be negative 13. Negative 13. And then on the right side of the equal sign, these two terms both have the variable n. We can combine them. 2 1/10 n, subtract 1 1/10 n. We just take the coefficients, and when we subtract those, it's add the opposite. We just get 1 n. I'll write the 1 in there now, but I'm going to drop that on the next step. 1 n, and then we just bring down the subtract 1 5/10. Okay, the next step is we are going to use the addition property of equality. As long as we add the same amount to both sides of the equal sign, will be just fine. We'll have an equivalent equation. And so what we'd like to do is get the n all by itself down here. And so let's go and add 1.5 to both sides. So I'm going to rewrite this, and instead of the 1n is the same thing as n. And then I'm going to add 1.5 to the right side of the equation, and do the same thing on the left side. If I do it to one side, I have to do it to the other. All right. And subtract 1.5, add 1.5. Well, that gets rid of the 1.5s. They just cancel out. We just have an n over here. A negative 13 plus 1.5. That's negative, we could write it as negative 13.0 plus 1.5, negative 13 minus 1 5/10. That combined together gives us the negative 11 5/10. Remember, when the signs are different, we just take the difference of the two numbers. 13 subtract 1.5 is 11.5, and we take the sign of the larger of the two numbers, and that's a negative. The next problem has fractions in it, and then some people get a little afraid when they see fractions, but I think they're harmless. And let's read it. Solve 5/3 v, subtract 2/3 v, subtract 7/2 equals 3 halves minus 4 halves. And go ahead, if you can do that one on your own, good. And place it on pause. And we'll see what you get for an answer. Okay, welcome back. If you got the answer v equals 3, you have solved the second problem correctly. And go ahead and jump to the review at the end. If not, let's go ahead and see if we can get this answer. Let's combine like terms first. I see we have a couple of terms that are alike here. They both have v in it. And on the right side of the equation, there's a pair of terms that are alike. They both are constants. They do not have variables in it. So on the left side, let's combine those two. 5/3 subtract 2/3 is 3/3 v. Subtract 7 halves. And on the right side, we have 3 halves minus 4 halves. Signs are different. We take the difference of the two and we get a negative 1/2. Looking back over on the left side, we can simplify that a little bit more. 3/3 is the same as 1v, or just 1v. We can just write as v. And then we have minus 7 halves equals negative 1/2. Okay, the idea is to get the variable isolated all by itself on one side. We're subtracting a 7 halves to that variable v now. To get rid of that 7 halves, we need to add its opposite, which would be a positive 7 halves. So we'll have v subtract 7 halves, add 7 halves, equals negative 1/2, and we'll need to do the same thing on the other side, add 7 halves. The 7 halves, the negative and the positive, cancel on one side, and on the other side we get a negative 1/2 plus 7 halves is 6 halves, and that reduces down to v equals 3. So just to review a little bit what we did on these problems. First, we combined like terms to make them simpler looking. And after we combined the like terms, we tried to isolate for the variable. And we did that by using the addition property of equality. We just added the same amount to both sides, and we ended up with an equivalent equation with the answer. Hope that helps. See ya.